3 days before close, there was a massive cold spell that flew through Tacoma, Washington. And unfortunately, the seller moved over that time. The heater broke in their house. The entire house froze. I'm talking toilet water was frozen in the toilets. We have to repipe the entire house. And it's a $13,000, $14,000 rebuild of that. And for a seller who has no equity, she's not in a position financially. And so the only solution to this was through creative finance in the way that we purchased this. And so we were able to pivot this. And so staying level headed and figuring it out, we ended up getting it done.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with, Landon Moore, who's been making serious moves in the real estate space. Landon, so glad to have you here with us today. I think that our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching the real estate acquisition business. So yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm genuinely, I'm honored to be here and to chat with you. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So first off, for people who may not be familiar with you and your world, give us the short version. What is your main focus these days?
Yeah, my main focus these days is really acquiring real estate. I mean, we're still in a market where interest rates, the way I purchase real estate, which is leveraging to sometimes even 1, 2, 3, and 4% interest rates still here in 2025, where we're closing between 6 to 10 deals a month right now, whether we're keeping them in our portfolio for ourselves as rental properties or wholesaling them for other buyers to purchase those properties, is that we're leveraging interest rates that are in the ones, twos, threes, and fours, and creating those off of debt that's already existing out there, or using seller finance to acquire our deals. And so right now, our main focus is really in that space. We do cash, but primarily right now is that there's a lot of home runs out there that live in those 2 and 3% interest rates.
Yeah, that's really important. That may be something that people aren't aware of. So yeah, what are some of those maybe misconceptions that people feel about interest rates?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest misconception is that they think the mortgage and the deed of the property are tied together, is that when you purchase a property, you're also purchasing a debt. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The debt vehicle and the deed of the property are two completely separate things. And so, an example, I just closed a duplex here. I'm in Bend, Oregon right now. We spend our summers up here. We live in Phoenix, Arizona primarily. And I just closed a duplex last Monday that I'm currently converting into an all women's sober living house right now. We'll have 9 women living in the house. And With that, I purchased it for $685,000. That property was sitting on the market for 120 days, 130 days, and just sat there.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Why did it sit there? Is because every investor is a one-trick pony and only has one option. It's to go out and get a 20-25% down payment, a new mortgage at a 7.5%, 8% interest rate. So when you start running those numbers, there is no investor that can make that deal work. Rental rates do not allow for that level of increase. So that's where you have to put your creative brain on and realize, like, wow, he purchased that property back in 2021. He has a 3.25% interest rate on that property. And so if we can figure out a way to leverage the payment that's already existing on there, there's a deal to be had. And that's exactly what it was. And so, all said and done, my mortgage payment will be just under, it'll be 29.42 after all said and done at a 3.25% interest rate. I'm going to rent the property out for $4,400 a month, every single month, starting here in mid-August, here in 2 weeks. My lease starts for them. And so from the standpoint is, we are literally taking over the payments of the mortgage. The debt stays in the seller's name, and we just take over the payments. We're responsible for those payments. We're responsible for that debt and everything. But the deed comes into our name. So the deed is in my LLC for that property. I'm all responsible for the tenants, the toilets, the termites, the taxes, every aspect, depreciation, you name it. And so the deed and the debt are two completely separate things.
Yeah, that's super important. I'm sure that most people don't realize that. So thanks for sharing that. And what markets are you operating in?
Yeah, we are nationwide. We do deals everywhere. I think we're in escrow for 7 properties right now, ranging from Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Arizona, Oregon, Montana, Washington. And yeah, we're all over. And California, we just completed a deal in Big Bear, California. And so we're all over the country. A lot of those are, markets that maybe we personally don't invest in and keep into our portfolio or my personal portfolio. My portfolio primarily is Arizona, Montana, Washington, and Oregon is where I keep properties right now currently. But we do deals nationwide.
Amazing. And what has been the key to keeping that running smoothly, like this nationwide business?
Yeah. With anything, stagnancy in a business is falling behind. And so for us, it is finding ways not only to optimize the business. What does that mean? It is becoming more efficient and learning how to automate our business more, learning how to delegate roles within our business more, and empowering and training the people on our team, our acquisition specialists, our disposition specialists, and ensuring that, one, they have the tools to succeed, but also they have the skills to succeed. And the skills that we train on a weekly basis and empowering those is critical to not only our team success but also theirs too. Is that, I think I have a macro responsibility within our team, is that we're not just simply or selfishly even growing them for us, but also for themselves too. Is that if we can train and grow everyone individually, all ships rise. But also for them too, is that I want to see each of them succeed individually in their own individual legacies that they're putting together. And so as a byproduct, we will all succeed if we can all grow together.
Yeah, totally. What are some of those skills that you've mentioned?
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, a lot of it in entrepreneurship, real estate, business acquisitions, and various things is the greatest personal growth vehicle of all time, because in that process, you learn that it's not so much the how of how to do something. Yes, that matters, certainly. But moreover, you learn it's more the mindset. And so really that is the inner workings of what we work on a regular basis is really the mindset approach toward things is
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
yes, we do intentional time blocking. Like my calendar is hyper intentional when it comes to the time blocking and working through those things and really setting the standard for how we operate on a regular and daily basis. But it's moreover is working through the mindset approaches of personal growth and entrepreneurship and really being the standard for how to operate when it comes to real estate acquisitions, even business and entrepreneurship, and how to have conversations, how to talk to humans, how to how to psychologically relate to someone, how to build rapport, how to have confidence, and so those are the real meat and potatoes of the skills. It's more mindset than it is anything else. It's not the tactical 10-day boot camps. It's the more the mindset that you have to walk away with and start to grow out of who you used to be into who you're going to become.
Yeah, I think that's so important. A lot of people maybe get stuck in trying to learn new skills and are
Oh,
avoiding the personal development work that's
yeah,
really
they're
going
they're
to
avoiding the
skyrocket.
foundation
Yeah.
of what got them, where they need to go. That's what it is. It's not going to the boot camp for the shiny object here, the shiny object here, the shiny object here. Like all of those things can work. Each of those can work. But if you're foundationally, your mindset is not ready for that one thing, you're not going to succeed at any of those. And so it's moreover working here first and focusing on you than it is anything else.
Yeah, I think that's extremely valuable. So, every operator I know also had a moment where things got real. Maybe a deal went sideways or just a time where you had to pivot fast. Would you mind sharing an experience like that for you?
Well, there's so many crazy deals I could tell you about. I mean, in the world of creative finance, I said this last night, like at the meetup that we do, is that I would tell you 60% of the deals that I get under contract for creative finance never come out on the other side as to what they were when we got them under contract because the deals change, the terms change. It's just all over the place. There's one in particular I'll just share because it's juicy, is that, I think last January, I was doing a deal up in Tacoma, Washington. It was a single family home, 3 bed, 2.5 bath, standard vanilla, right? And this particular seller property was listed on market, and what she owed, it was a VA loan. She had purchased it. She's a veteran with a VA loan at a 3% interest rate, and she purchased it using 100% financing, which is what a VA loan is, right? And she's listed on the market, but the cost to sell a home is around 8% right now. And when you take away from the list price that 8%, she was actually going to be writing a check to sell her house after paying agent commissions, closing costs, seller concessions, and all the things. And so she was in a very tough position. Adding on to that, she was 2 months behind, heading to 3 months behind on mortgage payments. So now we're heading down a bad road, and the property is not selling; it's just sitting there. And so we approach the agent, we have a conversation, and we end up putting together a deal. Okay. And the deal was that we were going to reinstate the mortgage. So we're going to bring those 3 payments, and to bring the mortgage current, which is improving her credit. We're going to put some money in her pocket as well too. And we're paying the listing agent's commission and closing costs. So we're bringing a lot of money to the table. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was probably, $30,000, $40,000 in total to bring everything current and make everything whole to close the deal. 3 days before close, there was a massive cold spell that flew through Tacoma, Washington. And unfortunately, the seller moved, her and her family moved to, I think, Mississippi or Alabama over that time frame. So they were no longer at the house. And over that time, the heater broke in their house. And it couldn't have happened at a worse time because of that cold spell that flew through. When that happened, the entire house froze. I'm talking toilet water was frozen in the toilets.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And so when that occurs, you have what's called pipe bursts. And so when you turn the water back on, you're going to have bursted pipes because of the contraction and expansion of pipes. And so now we're at a place where we have to repipe the entire house. And it's a $13,000, $14,000 rebuild of that. And for a seller who has no equity, for a seller who's behind on payments, and all of these things, she is not in a broken heater. She's not in a position financially, one, with any equity to do a HELOC, two, to do a refinance, three, to pay it out of pocket for herself. Like all these things, she's up against a wall. And if we were to cancel, no retail buyer, no mom and pa who want to buy this for themselves is going to purchase this with this intact. They're going to want concessions that she can't afford to give. And so the only solution to this was through creative finance in the way that we purchased this. And so we were able to pivot this in that time. We extended escrow another 30 days. That allowed us the time to figure out, one, the cost, the bidding for all of these things. And then two, in that time frame, we found out her husband and her daughter had left her. So now she's alone and her cell phone got shut off. So we had to find her. We had to pay for her cell phone to get turned back on to speak to her again. And then we got a hold of her. We got the quotes and we had to renegotiate that deal completely because of that rebuild of the piping and the heater and whatnot. And I actually have a full YouTube video of me negotiating that listing agent down from a $10,000 commission down to a $1,000 commission. Crazy call. And those types of deals, they come about. You don't expect it. 3 days before close, you have a frozen house and frozen pipes. That wasn't on the thoughts that it was going to happen, right? And it's all about, from that point, not overreacting, not quitting, not going, okay, we lost this one. Is that, okay, how can we pivot and figure out how we can get this across the finish line? The seller wants to get it done. We want to get it done. How do we accomplish this together? And so staying level-headed and figuring it out, we ended up getting it done, getting it across the finish line, reinstating the mortgage, which saved that veteran her VA entitlements as well as her credit. And so there's so many ways to help people out. It's just a matter of using your creative brain and problem solving mindset.
Wow. Yeah, what a story. That's the stuff people don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like what separates those that are just dabbling in this industry versus that are here for like that long-term vision. So let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next?
Yeah, we just there's a couple things. So a couple stokes in the fire right now is we're pushing into the private equity space now. We just acquired a commercial flooring business out of San Francisco, California. And so really bootstrapping a lot of those aspects of things. That business has been operating for 45 years. And so we're taking over a lot of historical relevance in the area and relationships and clients. And so like right now, I'm working on a bid right now for a large project there in San Francisco and putting those things together. And so pushing into that space more. When it comes to real estate, we're still heavily acquiring. I'm closing on a property in Ridgefield, Washington next month, as well as I just closed another duplex here in Oregon. So I'm still acquiring property, and a lot of that is all taking over payments of debt that's sub 3% interest rates. And then Our real estate business is doing more and more deals. We have a lot of partnerships with buyers that are acquiring heavily right now across the country. We're working on portfolios in Alabama, Birmingham specifically, as well as a ton of deals in Florida, Carolina, and whatnot. And so really pushing and expanding our wholesale business to tip over that $1 million scale this year in 2025.
Wow, those are some exciting goals. What are you what skills or action steps are you taking in order to make sure that those are accomplished?
Yeah, really good point. Because what's interesting is, again, I go back to that, the mindset, the personal growth, right? Because what got me to here isn't going to get me to there. And so there's going to be a new version, a new cocoon that I have to climb out of in terms of who I become. And a lot of that is really going to be, time management and delegation and figuring out how can I delegate more of what's weird is like, coming from I was a mechanical engineer. Coming from that place, employee mindset to side hustle to owning real estate, owning Airbnbs and all those things, and you start doing those things that get you to where you're at. And it's hard to relinquish those responsibilities and those things that you do, but you're required to do so to get to the next level. And so it's an interesting aspect of transition as you go through these things is you start developing this hustle and this business, and what you're doing is relinquishing things that you're even good at to someone else who's actually great at those things. And so for me, it's that evolution of how can I find ways to buy back my time in ways that delegate aspects of the business that I'm not the most proficient at, that I'm not the best at, that I can delegate out to so I can focus on the one thing, which is what I'm best at. And so that'll be the next evolution of 2025 is finding more ways to delegate what I do to other people to not only just relieve them from me, but also empower them to be a part of that process and journey as they're along in their own.
Yeah, I feel like that is such a important part of growth is knowing your strengths and if that's someone else's strengths, like letting them
Yeah.
have that. Awesome. Now, I know a lot of people listening to this are either earlier in their journey or looking to level up, and I think they'd benefit from hearing this. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what has made the biggest difference for you?
This is the number one question. It genuinely is because in my experience, in my time really dedicating myself and sacrificing to allow this dream to become a reality, the foundational thing that trumps everything else is relationships. The more relationships you develop and cultivate, the further you will get. I'll give you a quick example because I'm a long speaker, so I will keep it short. Is that here that duplex I just acquired, okay, here in Bend, Oregon, I just told the story of. I'm buying that deal with $0 of my own money. I'm not using a single dollar of my own money to get that deal done. And where did the money come from? It's a private money partner. Where did that private money partner come from? A relationship I developed a year ago that I didn't even know I was going to be using for this deal, this aspect, or even anything. Okay. It started with me dropping into or going to a real estate event, and this person happened to drop into the same gym that I went to. And he was a husband of someone who was going to that conference. So, not even someone who was going to it, who was a part of it. He was just simply along for the trip. Okay. And we built a relationship based upon alignment, is that we both care about our health in the gym and all those aspects, right? And that relationship carried over, over the next few months and just talking more shop, talking more fitness and talking more other things that we do outside of real estate. And that was a year ago to this month. And fast forward to March of this year, similar thing, a real estate conference in Dallas, Texas, we went to. He traveled along with his wife. Him and I met up. We played basketball in the mornings before. We worked out together beforehand and just laughed and had a great time. Had dinner one night, And fast forward to here a month ago is when this opportunity approached itself. And he goes, hey, I have a self-directed 401k that I would love to partner with you on to do. I feel like I align with a lot of what you have going on. I'd love to be a part of this so I can learn and earn. And so for him, it's great. He doesn't have the time, but he has the money to be a part of this. And he's going to learn so much on the foundation of what I'm already building and what I already have in place that he's going to be a part of it. Is that was purely based off of a relationship that I developed. And so for anyone out there, go to as many meetups in your local markets as you can, attend virtual Zoom meetings as you can, and meet more and more people that are doing the thing and are having success, and build those relationships as you go, because you're going to start replacing people in your tribe, and you're going to get around people who are more of your vibe. And so getting around people who are doing more or doing the next thing of what you want to do is only going to level you up. And so it is based upon relationships. I would not be where I'm at without the relationships that I am currently and that I have developed.
Yeah, relationships are everything in this space.
Everything.
All right. So before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect with you, maybe collaborate, or just learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, that's great. Great question. I think it's primarily Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram at more_deals, MOORE_deals. Also on YouTube, Facebook, all the things. LinkedIn, I'm out there. But I primarily live on the Instagram space. So you can DM me there. I will send you voice memos back if you need help with deals or various things. I'm hyperactive on there. And so that's the best place to reach me.
Perfect. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We need more people in this space who are doing things in this right and innovative way. So thanks again for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. And for those of you tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure you're subscribed. We've got more conversations coming with operators just like Landon who are out here building real businesses. And we'll see you all in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.